Analyst for you. Exercise, dieting, and walking. A powerful plan. This will change your life forever. Right until the end. Keto and fasting, a path to embrace. Healing mind, body, and spirit. Finding your true place. Used to be stuck, but now I'm door dashing with glee. Walking a lot of miles, living my best life. Don't let your age hold you down, 'cause age is just a number. Every single day. Exercise, dieting, and walking. A powerful blend. This will change your life forever. Right until the end. Keto and fasting, a path to embrace. Healing mind, body, and spirit. Finding your true place. Loving yourself first. That's where it all starts. Healing the whole selves from the inside out. No more doubts, no more fears, no more living in doubt. So come on over, join my YouTube family. Let's win together, me and you. At my weight loss journey, my keto granny, we will soar, achieve your goals and so much
Hey everybody, what's up? It's Keto Granny. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad that you could join me today. You all, I had a great week this week as far as staying focused on my journey. I did a lot of things different this week, so I know that my scale was possibly may go up just a couple of pounds, or hopefully it will go down a couple of pounds. But anyhow, Friday is my weigh-in day, so I'm going to be sharing that with you. However, first, I want to share with you the details of how I have changed my journey. Now, I have been leaning toward eating more protein, and I'm making some good progress toward doing that. However, what I'm learning that with me eating more protein, it automatically means that I have to eat more carbs, which is something that just I was having a difficult time with doing at first. But now I have kind of eased up on that and on myself and with the criticism of myself. So today I had a goal of 50 carbs is what I wanted my limit to be. And I hit that limit and I did so good. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to share that with you. I'm going to share with you my protein goals for today and how I did. Now, I figured that as far as my protein, I need to be hitting 150 grams of protein a day. And that's because I want to weigh 150 pounds, somewhere in that vicinity. So I need 150 grams of protein daily in order to maintain my muscle mass and in order to not lose muscle mass as I am on my fat loss or weight loss journey. I don't uh, fat loss journey. Okay. It's not just about the weight loss. I want to have fat loss and I want to retain my muscle during my weight loss journey. Now, I want to share with you, first of all, some of the different foods that I eat, how I'm changing my diet out and adding in protein, you all. And I have not been using a lot of protein powders. I've been mostly eating my protein. I would prefer to eat my protein than have it in protein powders because I love food and I love the way the food tastes. In order to get my protein in, I've added in more meats to my diet. And also, I do have where I do use some protein powder because I use keto chow and I've been using more yogurt. I've already been using cottage cheese and yogurt and different things, but I've added in more of that to my diet. For the first time today, I made chia. I call it like a chia pudding, and I used some yogurt. I used some chia seeds, and I mixed that. Into that, I added a little bit of honey. That was so good. I just finished it off just a little bit ago, and I'm getting ready to go to bed. But it was so good, and the chia seeds actually tasted crunchy in that pudding, so that made it taste better for me because I didn't think it was going to be that good. When I first mixed it together, it didn't taste that good because I just had the yogurt and the chia seeds, and I was not going to use the honey because I did not want the extra carbs. I've been doing keto for so long that just occasionally I have honey. So I had a problem adding honey, and a problem especially adding a tablespoon, or a tablespoon and a half, which is what I ended up getting. But I had a problem with that at first. So I'm changing my eating, like I said, where I'm eating more carbs and I'm adding in more different foods. Like today, I had like just one, but I had a miniature, I had a baby carrot. Now, normally I'll have carrots sometimes shredded in my salads, but I avoid that a lot. So I'm adding in where I'm going to be actually eating some carrots. The other day, I had another sweet potato, and y'all, I just started adding in sweet potatoes here recently. I can actually count for the past few years how many sweet potatoes I've eaten, and it's only been about 3 or 4. So I'm really feeling good about adding these foods back in because they are um, complex carbs, and complex carbs keep your insulin pretty steady as your body is digesting them or using those carbs. So complex carbs are good, and they're also keto friendly. People who do keto, they do use complex carbohydrates. So I really enjoyed my baked sweet potato that I had. I added some butter to that and some cinnamon. It was so good and so delicious, and it had carbs. So, like I said, I'm adding in more carbs to my diet. Let me go ahead and share with you my carb manager today, because, like I said, I was so proud of my numbers. Now, I have got to get used to the amount of carbohydrates that I may have to eat. Um, Wow. So actually, I had 61 total carbs, 61 grams today. But my net carbs were 42 grams. For my net carbs, my goal, even when I was doing my stricter keto, was 25 grams. So it says I'm just 17 grams over as far as my net carbs. For protein today, like I said, I'm aiming for 150, somewhere around there. Today I had 134 grams of protein. So I was so close, only 16 grams short of my goal. That I had 131 grams. And my calories today was 1,991. Now that's a little bit over because I wanted to stay around 1,500, anywhere from 12 to 1,500 calories. So my calories were over today. So I've got to, look at that because I want to make sure that I keep my calories um, probably closer to the 1200 to 1500. And I did notice today when I did eat my breakfast, after I had breakfast, I was already at 1,131 calories with 37 carbohydrates. Let me go ahead and share with you what I had for breakfast this morning. I had some ground turkey. Now, I'm not used to eating ground turkey, but I decided that today I would go ahead and try some ground turkey, some dry turkey, but try some ground turkey. And I ate 8 ounces because I wanted to get in enough protein. So that was zero carbs and 460 calories. So is turkey high in calories? I mean, even though it's good for protein and has no carbs, it's high in calories. Okay, now this is just me looking over what I ate today. I also had my Friendly Farms plain non-fat Greek yogurt. I gotta pause. Okay, so I had to stop for a phone call. So I'm gonna have to try to take up from where I stopped off at. But anyhow, I know that I was talking about my macros. But anyhow, oh yes, I had that festive ground turkey today. And I just didn't know that turkey had such high calories, but I did know that it was very low in carbs and a good protein source. So that was why I had the turkey today. And I just made it into a turkey patty. At first, I was going to have it as a turkey burger, but I decided that I didn't want to add the extra carbs in with the bread, especially if I saw, the calories and everything with the ground turkey. Like I said, I had my plain yogurt, which was my Greek yogurt, and I had 6 grams of carbs with that, which was 3/4 of a cup, which was 90 calories. I had some chia seeds, which I said like I added into my yogurt and I added some honey to that. The chia seeds, I had a third cup. That was 3 grams of carbs, 186 calories. I had some organic raw honey. Um, 1.5 tablespoons of that was 26 grams of carbs, 90 calories. I have to get used to adding in honey now. That's something that I won't be using a lot of, but I did like the way that pudding tastes with the honey added to it. Like I said, it seemed to make the chia seeds crunchy, which I really did like. I had 2 large eggs cooked today with that. I made it like a breakfast, and so I had 1 gram of carbs with that and 155 calories. A tablespoon of olive oil that I use for cooking, which was 0 gram of carbs, 119 calories. My rise mushroom coffee, 1 tablespoon, 0 gram of carbs, 15 calories. And to that, I added my Splenda coffee creamer, the sweet cream, which was 1 gram of carbs and 15 calories. So for breakfast, but I called it lunch because that was about 10:35 that I ate today, and that was 37 grams of carbs and 1,131 calories. Now, I wouldn't have eaten after that. I would have made it a one meal a day, but my protein was still very, very low. I believe I only had maybe 60, I don't want to say 60 grams of protein. And that is way, way too low. I at least want to hit the hundreds, and get close. So for dinner, I had a beef T-bone steak, which was no carbs, but it was 660 calories. So that's what caused me to go over my calories. But I did need to add in some more protein. So my dinner total, because all I ate was the meat, the steak, was zero carbs and 660 calories. I did go ahead and finish off my chia pudding because I had left about half of that from this morning, so I finished that off. Today for a snack, which I would say mainly that was like my second meal, I opened a package of some Star-Kissed tuna, Star-Kissed Tuna Creations, the daily style tuna salad, and that was 2 grams of carbs with 80 calories, which is one pouch. And I put that in a bowl and I added in tablespoon of some mayonnaise, which is 0 gram carbs, 90 uh, calories. I have some bronze sugar-free light wheat bread, which is the bread that I use. That was 4 gram carbs. I just had the one slice and 30 calories for that slice of bread. So that was like a 200 calorie snack with 6 grams of carbs. Today, um, I got in so far 6,040 steps. So before I go to bed tonight, I'm probably gonna walk just a little bit um, more or on my walking pad or either get on my vibration plate for about 10 minutes. Um, Fitbit steps, like I said, was 6,040 steps, so that was burning 750 calories so far. Haven't got to add any exercise, like just doing an exercise session. I didn't get to do that today. So far, I have drank 3 bottles of water. Drinking. I have drank 3 bottles, 48 ounces of water, which the minimum that I like to drink is 64 ounces. So I am also working on this last bottle before I go to bed, which is going to give me a minimum of 4 bottles. So that's going to be one, two, three. After I finish this one, that's going to give me 64 ounces of water. So all in all, I did really, really good with my meals today, and I have stuck to that. Now, before I go to bed, me and my husband, we may have an adult beverage. So that's something that's going to kind of come in there once we go out and do that. But um, I had a great day, and I have planned, you know, for the adult beverage later on. So I don't feel, like that's going to be too bad or make a lot of difference. But I had a great day and I have had a great week. Like I said, I am aiming and I am adding in more protein to my weight loss journey. And that means that sometimes I have to eat more carbs, but there were some days that I had a high protein count and my carbs were actually on the lower side also. So I'll look at what I ate today, kind of evaluate, do an analysis of it, and see where I could have substituted some different things maybe to take my carbohydrate intake back down, get it under 20 net carbs a day, especially since I'm adding in more protein, or get it under 25 net carbs. That seems more workable, 25 to 30 net carbs. If I can keep it around in there and get in 150 grams of protein a day, I'll be doing great. And so, that's kind of my goal. And then just to have healthy fats, in my diet also. But I have been doing that. And today I did weigh, and this is my weigh-in day. So let me go ahead and share that with you. I believe it was 240 pounds, but let me make sure. Yeah, today, September 12th, 240 pounds. Um, I'll give you some of the other stats because I had some good stats, and then I had some stats that need a lot of improvement. My BMI is 41.1, which is too high. I need to get my BMI down, and I believe it's like around in the 20s, like around 25. So I have a lot of work that I need to do on my weight loss journey. My body fat was 55.2%, which is too high. That needs to be down also like around 28. So you see, I have some high numbers with those things. Now, as far as looking at let me see which one is this. Looking at my body fat, 55.2% it says. So, like I said, this gives you a lot of information in here. I went. It's easy for me to go to the charts. As far as my charts, it tells me that my visceral fat That's staying even, so I haven't had a bunch of progress in that area yet. My muscle mass has been remaining very good. It says I have excellent muscle mass, which I thought was great. My protein, I have an excellent protein, but my body age is at 75, and I want to get that down at least to where it's supposed to be 70. Um, this app gives you a lot of information, and the one that I'm looking at right now is the app that's for the scale. Like I say, I get a lot of different information that I can use from that scale, and then it gives you a lot more information on the phone. But like I said, I had a great week, and then I have been able to really enjoy some of the different foods that I have been eating. I have been adding in a lot more salads to my diet, and I've been adding in a lot more vegetables that I feel are beneficial for me, and that will help my body clear away inflammation. Right now, I'm using a lot of apple cider vinegar with lemon, a little bit of ginger, um, and then also exercise. I am using that to help with my inflammation. My body has been so inflamed lately, and I've been having, like I said, just a lot of lower back pain. So there's some different things that I'm going to have to do, to help me with my lower back pain. So it's going to take a while for me to get rid of just most of my inflammation, or else I'm going to have to learn to live with inflammation or whatever, because sometimes this pain is so unbearable. And I'm trying to find ways to exercise not to injure myself. I went to see my doctor yesterday, and I talked with him and asked him about different exercises that I could do that is not going to be painful me or cause me to injure my back where I'm down for 4 or 5 days, before I can go for another walk or something like that. So I'm going to change my membership from Planet Fitness, and I'm going to join something like the YMCA, or a facility that has a swimming pool. And I'll be doing a lot of my exercises in the water, with resistance. I'll probably find a class that I can join. And then, as far as exercising, I'm going to start doing a lot more chair exercises here at home. I've got to find the right type of chair, because right now, the main chair that I have is a higher chair that I sit in when I'm eating, and then I have the my office chair with the wheels. So I need to get myself a folding chair so that I can sit in that chair and do exercises. I like to sit on the edge of the chair because I really want to be able to participate. If I'm going to have to do chair exercises, I want to make sure that I can get some results from doing these chair exercises. And I'll share them with you. That's something that I can share with you, because a lot of us seniors, and then there are a lot of people who cannot stand up and do the regular exercises, and we can do that from our chairs, is what I will be sharing with you. Also, what did my doctor tell me? And I still have my walking pad. I have it right here by my desk. I'm still going to be using this, walking as much as I can. I'm going to be using my vibration plate. And I have my exercise bike. It has a lot of resistance bands on it that I can use. And then also I have my resistance bands that I can use. So I have a lot of things, my dumbbells and different things that I can use here in my chair. Even sitting here as I'm talking and doing videos, I can be working out doing something. So, like I said, I had a great week. I hope that you had a great week. I hope that you're making some progress. Now, last week, what did I weigh last week? I think it was something like 241. Comparison. Let me see if there's a way to get. I don't know how to use this all the way yet. And see, that's charts. But anyhow, my weight loss, like I said, it went all the way down to looks like 236, and it went up. But then you have to understand that I am weighing now with a tire on. I had been weighing in the nude before, just like everyone else. I want to take everything off to get my weight. But since I'm weighing with clothes on today, like I said, I weigh 240, and I'm fine with that, because I know that if I didn't have clothes on, it would be a little less, maybe around 238 or 237.6, something like that. But that's not what it's about. It's about the journey. It's about how you're feeling. And then the scale has a lot to do with it. Sometimes the scale can just be misleading, and sometimes the scale can be very discouraging. But the scale can also be encouraging. Remember, it's just a tool, just like everything else that you use on your weight loss journey in order to reach your goals. But like I said, I am so happy. I'm happy with the results that I'm having. I did get some strength training exercises in. I did a lot of those here in my office area. And I also used the bike for the resistance bands. But I'm wanting to develop, I don't want to say, I want to have a working exercise session, a rolling exercise session that I will be doing every day. And something that I can share with you. On the days that my back will let me, I will be standing up and doing some exercises. But it's not going to be where I'm going to be pushing myself and hurting myself, because sometimes it takes just a little while for me to recover from that anymore. But hey, everyone, I got a new hairstyle. How you like it? I just finished my hair. I finished it yesterday. Um, when I first did it, it looked like that, and I should have left it like that because I like that style also. My husband likes that style also. Yes. Now I want to go ahead and share with you and show you some of the foods that I ate, or some of the different salads and things that I had. Let me go ahead and take that. So let's find out more. So this salad, as you can see, I've got avocado, y'all. I have my coleslaw. I even have some cranberries with some of the pecans in there. Have the carrots. I have just a lot of different vegetables in this salad. And I'm doing a lot of cabbage and cruciferous vegetables. Very, very good for you. Very, very beneficial. I want to make sure that I'm eating foods that is going to help me reach my weight loss goal, and also that are very, very beneficial for me. Here on this one, I have salmon. I've added quite a bit of salmon into my diet, and I have my green beans, my buttered green beans. I try to keep my dishes very, very simple. I will have my main uh, protein, and with that protein, I'll try to have at least one or two vegetables. And you can have, I try to eat anywhere from 2 to 3 cups of vegetables sometimes with my meals, and then have a decent serving of protein. A decent serving of protein can be anywhere from 4 up to 8 ounces of protein, just depending on what I am having to eat. But these are just some of the foods that I have been eating, and that I have been, adding into my diet. Now, I haven't been taking a lot of pictures here lately because I said, oh, I'm tired of taking pictures to show the different foods and everything that I am eating. But like I said, I have been keeping my meals simple. And, I made what is this? It's it's my version of Del Rancho Steakhouse. And it came out so good. It came out so good. Me and my husband both enjoyed it so much. That's a keto. That's a burger, and then I used my meat. I used chopped steak, and I just chopped it up real tender, seasoned it really good. Um, I used chickpea flour, and then I used the regular flour, just depending on what I was making. And I tell you, it was so good. I also seasoned my flour. And as you can see, this is what I had one day as one of my main meals. And I think for dinner, I just added in more protein. But then on this day, I wasn't really counting my protein. So I know that I did not even get close to getting my protein goal in for this day. But I have been able to have some really, really good meals. Um, and like I said, they are meals that I have been able to enjoy. You got to have and eat foods that you like in order for you to stay focused on your weight loss journey. At least I do. I have to have foods that I like and things that I like to eat. Just in order for me to, want to even eat that way. Um, Also, another one of my meals that I will share with you is this meal here. And this was a meatloaf that I made you all, a keto meatloaf. It was the bomb. It was so good. And I ate on that for a couple of days. And then when I got tired of the meatloaf, not tired of it, but maybe, how do I want to say it? Got tired of cooking. I wanted something different. I just had a meatloaf sandwich. And I tell you, that was so good also. Having meatloaf out of the refrigerator, and I used some keto bread. And I also had company. They had a meatloaf sandwich. Kenny had a meatloaf sandwich, but I tell you, it was so good, that meatloaf. And I tell you that, like I said, I just really enjoy that. Um, Also, I made myself a keto treat the other day, and this was using the keto chow. And I just basically used some keto chow with some yogurt. I added in some strawberries to it and a little bit of sugar-free chocolate syrup. And I tell you, it was so good. It was so good, and it was very low carb, and it was not high calorie either. I forgot I didn't keep track of how many carbs and all of that, which would have been good to do so that I could have shared that with you. But I tell you, it's so good. Now you can have different things to eat. You can have things that I mean, just like you see here that I'm sharing with you, you can have things that are like little sweet treats, but those aren't things that you want to eat and that you want to do every day. No, you want to do that every day. Like I said, that meatloaf, it was so good, you all. Um, I mean, it was great. It was great. Great. You can see here I had two good slices of the meatloaf after I got it ready. And like I said, with my buttered green beans, such a great, delicious meal that I had. And I tell you, it was really good. And like I said, a lot of times what I'm doing now, I am really not even tracking, but I'm not going to tell you not to track because a lot of the foods that I'm eating, I have been eating them for so long. I have been eating, how do I want to say, making the keto meatloaf. Green beans are kind of a staple for me. So I just kind of know what a serving is for me and everything. And so I've been doing a lot of that, a lot, what I call it, eyeballing my meals and stuff. But if you have to track until you can get used to the foods that you're eating. And if you're eating a lot
Getting
of the
ready to
same
break my
foods,
fast this morning,
you
but I
know,
wanted to share with you. This is from my meal
it can
prep
be
yesterday.
really
Uh,
easy for you as far as staying focused. Now, on this meal here, I made some chicken wings, chicken drumettes I made. And so this was part of my meal prep. And in there, I have some chicken wings. I also have some ground beef. that I had made along with salad. And this was my meal. I tell you, it was so, so good. This meal was great. And I made, like, I would say about three of these meals that I had made in the refrigerator for myself. And all I had to do was take them out, put the different seasonings on them that I wanted. Um, like to my ground beef, I added like some mustard, maybe a little bit of cheese. For my chicken drumettes or my chicken wings, I had a little bit of dressing. And then also for my salad, which I had avocado, cucumbers, and everything in my salad. And I just added a little bit of dressing to that, along with some everything but the bagel seasoning. And I tell you, all of these foods have been so filling. All of these foods have been so delicious. And like I say, some of these I have made as a meal prep. And then some of these, like I say, I have just come in and put something together just right away by itself. But I have been having, taking my tacos, well, I call them tacos, but I have a special burrito that I make. And I have been eating this burrito quite a bit during the week. Um,
Intelligent animal after humans.
you can see here the burrito, very, very simple meat. And I will add in me some veggies in there with that. And then a little bit of cheese, some sour cream. And I have been eating this burrito every day this week. Now, when I did eat the burrito, like I said, my scale went down to like 236 pounds. And I'm almost sure that I'm still close to that 236 pounds, which is just like I said, I am now weighing with clothes on, which is okay with me because I do want to share my weight loss journey and make sure that you see um, how I am going to reach my goal of 199 pounds by the end of the year. These are some of the different foods that I have been eating. And when I say the different foods, I'm just referring to um, like the sweet potatoes. I've been had sweet potatoes that I've added in. I have added in, like I said, a lot more protein. I'm also using protein powder if I need to in order to get to my goal. Now, I have not been using a lot of protein bars and different things like that. I like to, like I said, eat my protein, but I mainly do it with meats. Um, so I hope that by me sharing this information with you, showing you my weight loss journey, I am looking at it like this. I know I have to work a little bit harder. I know that I can do it though. That's the thing. I know that I can do it. It may take a little bit longer, but who knows? We'll see. For me, my GLP-1 effect, the way that I can get it is going to be using low carb and exercise. Those are going to be the two things that I'm going to be focusing on. And I believe low carb is considered anything under 100 carbs, but I'm going to keep my carb intake at 50 or less, is what my goal is going to be. Anyhow, you all, I hope that you have enjoyed my update for you this week, letting you know how I am doing on my weight loss journey. How y'all, like I said, I had a great week. I hope that you had a great week, you all. And you know what? I will see you tomorrow morning for weight loss journeys, real talk weight loss journeys. Anyhow, have a great evening. This is Keto Granny signing over and out.
Enjoy the